CrossFit is a very fun sport, it's a very popular sport, but why do so many people have an issue with it? First of all, I have to say any exercise that gets people active, gets people moving, and gives people some mental stimulation, I think that's amazing. Any exercise that gets people moving, that gets people active, is something that I'm all for. But that doesn't mean there isn't issues with CrossFit, and we're going to talk about some of those issues today. For most of you, your goal is to optimize muscle growth, is to build the most muscle possible. That's what most people's goals are, and if that is your goal, to optimize the amount of muscle that you can build, CrossFit is a terrible idea. My main issue with CrossFit is the programming is absolutely terrible.
Seriously, what the fuck are you doing?
Any experienced coach who's programmed, who's made programs for individuals, whether it's athletes, whether it's just a guy who wants to lose some weight or a guy who wants to build some muscle, will agree that the programming in CrossFit is terrible. You don't program Olympic lifts, such as the barbell bench press or the barbell squat, with anything that's high intensity, running, jumping, doing crazy different variations of pull-ups, those types of things with little rest in between or sometimes no rest. You don't program those exercises together. That's two separate styles of training. Those Olympic lifts, those compound movements, are meant for power, for strength. They're not meant for high reps and lifting quickly with poor form. And that's another very big issue with those exercises. If you perform a deadlift or a bench press or a squat, a barbell squat with great form, it's a very safe exercise, but they're on the border of being safe and dangerous. What I mean by that is if you try to do a barbell squat when you're fatigued, when you're really tired, when you have no energy, and you try to lift the weight really quick, as fast as you can, and with poor form, just lifting that weight from A to B as fast as possible, that is how you're going to injure yourself. Not only is CrossFit dangerous for a lot of people, you see a lot of injuries with CrossFit, it's also not optimal for building muscle. If you want to do CrossFit, there's only really two reasons you should do CrossFit, and that's for fun or because it's your sport. You're trying to get better at the sport of CrossFit. If you're trying to optimize muscle growth, just resistance training with weights is the best way to do that. Another problem I have with CrossFit is that it's very common for people to overtrain because everybody's always competing against each other, and of course, for reasons we spoke about earlier, your risk of injury goes way up when you do CrossFit, from trying to compete, from trying to push that extra rep out with bad form most of the time. There's pointless exercises such as the different pull-up variations and dip variations you see these guys doing, and those, they're not even real exercises. It's not benefiting you in any way to put your body through that range of motion. It's really not beneficial in any way. All you do by jerking the body in that way is basically destroy your joints over time. When you look at CrossFit, people don't do CrossFit when they're 70, 80 years old. That's the issue. It's not possible to do CrossFit when you're 80 years old, you're a man or you're a woman. It's not possible. But with weight training or strength training, if you're 70 or 80 years old, it's actually helping you become more healthy. It's helping you stay active. It's helping your muscles and joints to stay strong while you age. It's actually adding to your longevity, not taking away from your longevity. With CrossFit, you're also not practicing getting better at the exercise. Although professional CrossFit athletes do mostly use good form on exercises, the issue is when you lift fast, when you lift a weight quickly, you're not working on your form. The only real way to get better at an exercise, to progress on that exercise, is to slow the movement down, is to really feel and stretch and squeeze the muscle, and over time you keep improving your form. If your goal is just to bang as many reps out as possible, that's not optimizing your form, and that's going to result in, once again, injuries later down the road. If you're one of those people that think you don't have time to work out, you're one of those people that's busy, which is most of us, then click the video on screen right now and watch that video. In that video, I'm going to prove to you that you actually do have time, how to make time to exercise, to eat healthy, to make sure you can make those things a priority in your life.